Okay,
It says connect. There we go.
sweet.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Welcome to today's YouTube Live, where we're going to talk about creating community inside of your coaching business. And so we're super
hmm
excited about that. Felicity, how are you doing
Yeah,
today?
I'm doing well. Doing well. Can't complain. Happy it's
Good.
Friday. How about
Yes.
yourself?
Yes. Same here. Same here. Been a long week working on the house and trying to prepare for all the crazy shifts that we've got. All of us actually personally and professionally. So it's been a super busy past few weeks, but I'm excited to talk about this topic and kind of dive in because I think coaches really it's a missing X factor that a lot of coaches just don't have is community that ties their people together, right? Because a lot of coaches they just think of themselves as a coach, and they've got their check-ins happening, and they just have a singular relationship with their client. Maybe not even like a friendship, which is really another X factor. And it's kind of a delicate balance, making that friendship into something that still has an authoritative balance. But I do think it's an X factor that people a lot of times are missing. So I'm excited to kind of talk about how we can help people foster that or things to look at and try to implement inside your business to foster it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. This is gonna be a great topic.
Yes, agreed.
Cool.
Okay, let me pull up the chat here just so I can have it as people are hopping on and watching, and then
Awesome.
we can dive right in. Okay, I got it. All right, so I guess let's talk about kind of like the AR way, and maybe you can kind of first introduce, how we started our main lead magnet and all that.
Yeah. So specifically the main lead magnet that Baker is talking about is the Facebook community, in the Facebook group. So the idea behind the Facebook group is going to be a group filled with a bunch of people that love you, the coach. And with that being said, it's going to be leads. It's going to be people that just randomly have come across you, clients, anybody and everyone that is in your quote unquote ecosystem. So this, let me know if I'm going in the right direction that you want
Go
me
ahead.
to. So with that being said, if we have this ecosystem full of people, just imagine all of the conversation that is going to be taking place in it. So this is our main lead magnet, and this is why we drive people to it, is because everyone's going to have this. What we're going to be talking about today is the community feature, and you can build this up to. We've seen coaches have 14, 20,000 people in these Facebook communities. Just
Yeah.
imagine if you tap into 1% of those people and convert them into clients, and you have 20,000 people. You're going to be in a really good position.
Mm,
But that's a little like overview. I'll have you kind of guide where you want to go with the actual topic of the community.
yeah, yeah. So we are big believers that every coach should have community, both external as far as a free lead magnet, right?
hmm
So this can be all of your clients, but also all the people like Felicity said that just want to be closer to you as prospects and closer to you as a coach, really. So our preferred medium or the medium that we've used all the way up to this point has been Facebook, but we do have some coaches that prefer Discord for their ICAs. They're typically more active on something like Discord. We've seen people use Circle. We've seen people use School. We've seen people use all sorts of things. Okay, so the important factor is just like having a free community where people can kind of get a little bit closer to you, get a little bit more nurtured into like an inner circle that ultimately is going to push them closer to making that purchase decision on the back end. Okay.
Cool.
Now, another important thing, right, that coaches miss out on is they might even have the free community, they might even have the outgoing community of or outbound community of like this is a free thing that you can join and give me your name, number, and email for, but they don't have any type of community foundation really inside of their coaching company, right?
Yeah.
So somebody pays you money, they join as a client, they only ever talk to you, and that talking is only on a schedule of once a week or once every other week or once a month when they check in. Okay. I don't want it to get twisted. The number one determining factor of whether or not people are let's say adherent to their fitness program, right, or a health and fitness journey is simply Do they have people around them doing the same things? Okay. You can be the best coach in the world, but if that person has zero other people in their day to day life that are doing this same stuff, they will not be able to stick to it. At least the vast majority of them will not. Okay. Especially if it's the people close to them, like a spouse, right? Or a caretaker or something like that. Like if the people closest to them are not doing similar stuff, it's very, very tough for them to stick to it. Okay, because it's so easy for them to get pulled back into the habits that everyone around them is doing. So what you want to do as a fitness coach is you want to, on the inside and on the outside, have community and community pillars where people feel supported and they feel like they're a part of something where everyone else is doing the same stuff. You are always going to be there as the trainer, right? You're always going to be in their corner. That's the main portion of our job is being with them, being in their corner, supporting them. But you're also getting paid to do that. Okay? So it carries a little bit of different weight whenever there's a lot of other people that are doing the same stuff around them that they aren't paying to be there for them. Okay? So if you can create a community through things like weekly or bi-weekly team calls where you're all hopping on Zoom and interacting with each other, okay, with exclusive team lives, with weekly win chats and communities, okay, with team events. If you've got a bunch of people local working out team events or retreats, those are huge. Posting on social media, interacting with them. If they post you on their story, repost every single time they post you on your story. Okay, I don't care about your story views. I care about that person feeling supported and knowing that you're proud of them and wanting to show them off.
Yeah.
And those are kind of just a few things, and we can kind of expand upon that. But I want to hear your take, Felicity, on ways to do that inside of your coaching company.
Yeah, so as you just listed, there's like a billion different ways that you can actually go into this, and community is not just between clients and prospects or just prospects who are interested in who you are. It's a matter of like every step of your business, there should be some sort of community factor because, like you said, if someone else has someone around them that's doing it, it's going to make it that much easier and they're going to adhere. And then in the long term, if it is a client, they're going to produce that much better results, even helping you as a coach. One analogy that popped into my head that I wrote down actually is kind of like the dance party analogy that I know Mike brings up sometimes. Where, like, if you're at a wedding and there's a dance floor and no one's on it, no one's going to go to it except for there's that one brave soul that's going to be like, cool, let me go start dancing. And then all of a sudden you'll see like one other person start dancing because they're going to be like, oh, they look like they're having a lot of fun. And then two more people. And then next thing you know, the entire wedding party is dancing on the dance floor. And it's because they have the community and other people are doing it. Humans are social creatures. So utilize that to your advantage within your coaching. So, like with the team group calls or having a team group chat, but also as with prospects and leads. So they feel like they're supported as well. If you don't mind me asking, what was the question again? I kind of went on a little tangent.
No. I think that was great. Basically, like, what are some ways that just expanding upon some of those ideas, best practices around creating that community, around expanding, like doing the team calls and the community events and stuff like that. I got a couple if you want me to kind of talk about it, but go ahead.
Yeah. So first and foremost is like make sure to have, I would say, start off because there is so many different groups that you can have. Start off with just simply two. One with just leads and clients, so everyone, and then do one exclusively for clients. That's going to start you off at least the base so that you can have not only a community that's nurturing your prospects to help guide people into your coaching business, but also a community for your current clients to help them feel supported around other people that are actually in the same program or are doing the same exact things by tracking their macros and going to the gym, whatever that is. So you're going to have support in two aspects. It can be through coaching calls. If calls are your thing and you like to talk, have it through a coaching call each week. Keep it on a consistent basis so people will put that on their calendar. Or another way that you can go about it is through like a text group chat. If let's say you're a busy entrepreneur and you work with busy entrepreneurs, they might not be able to set aside an hour every Tuesday night to
Yeah.
join a call. So having at least a text group chat is a really good option there. But I know you said you had a few ideas. I'll let you expand on those.
Yeah, so a few things that we do inside of my coaching business is we do bi-weekly team calls. Okay, we don't do weekly because, like you just said, it does become hard for people to block off the same hour every single week for a call. Okay,
Yeah.
but on those bi-weekly team calls, what we do is we either do a Q&A, right? When we just like myself and my sister, my business partner, we show up and we do Q&As and we just answer questions and kind of go back and forth providing value with people. We'll typically educate on a topic and then
Mhm.
do some sort of a Q&A. And sometimes we'll have a guest speaker on, right? We'll have another coach that we really respect. We'll have, maybe a dietitian or maybe an entrepreneur or somebody that can kind of come in and give their perspective and just provide some extra value outside of what these people are normal to, outside of what are accustomed to, excuse me,
Mhm.
as far as our clients. They'll bring in new people to just give like a new perspective. All right, and they really really enjoy those calls, and it ends up being super deep conversation. It ends up being great connection. It ends up being, when we record them as well to make sure that people that aren't able to attend can watch them after the fact. Another way that we do it is like we just finished one in our free community. Is we just finished a step challenge. Okay, so we'll try to do like step challenges or even just like normal challenges, like paid challenges, but both free and paid events where everyone can participate. Clients always get access for free, but everyone can participate together. They can compete, they can support each other, they can be super excited. And in something like a step challenge, you're doing daily roll calls and or prizes. Okay, so like each day you're doing like a roll call post where everyone gets to screenshot and put in their steps for the day. So everyone's like congratulating each other and like saying like, oh my gosh, 30,000 steps, that's insane. Or hey, I was sick today, so I only got 2,000. And people are saying get better soon and all. Like it's really cool because they end up just like supporting each other. But we also attach like we're gonna give away a Chick-fil-A gift card or a Chipotle gift card
Mhm.
or a Starbucks gift card or something like that. We'll do that like randomly throughout the week, and it ends up being just kind of a cool community thing where the entire group gets super involved for a week, and it spikes engagement as well. So everyone sees cool community stuff that we're doing. Everyone feels supported, and then now at the end of something like that, they're kind of on fire to go tackle new habits. So you might
Mhm.
push them into like focusing on hydration the next week, or focusing on getting their workouts or their cardio, or whatever the case may be. Um, and then outside of the weekly group calls and outside of like the community events and stuff, I think it's just important for people to have an outlet to share their wins for two reasons. It's for the
Yeah.
clients, it helps, you know, get them encouragement, right? And see what's possible. If it's not their win, see what's possible so they can push themselves harder. For the prospects, it helps them to continually be nudged to making that purchasing decision. Okay, because if they're seeing all these other people winning that started when they were thinking about starting, gives them that FOMO effect, right? Like they're getting FOMO from not starting yet. So it really helps to kind of push people into a buying mindset and a buying decision.
Yeah.
So I
Absolutely.
think those would be a couple of my best tips is the
Yeah.
community events, community calls, and then also giving them an open space to provide feedback and wins.
Yeah. Can I actually ask you a question that I think a lot of coaches would be asking at this point? And that question is because I know that you were just bringing up like the step challenge and doing all these things, and it's all a matter of soliciting conversation. However,
Mm,
I know when you first start a community, especially a more public community, it's really hard to get those people to start chatting in the group chat and like actually get them to start posting and stop
yeah.
being hermits. What would be your tips on how to get people to start chatting inside of, let's say, a Facebook group, for example?
Well, I think a lot of it goes back to your analogy. Okay, the way
Mhm.
that you were talking about like the dance floor, and you have to be that one dancing person at first.
Yep.
Like there's just no way around it, right?
Yeah.
Um, the quickest way to kill engagement inside of a group is if you jump right into a group and you start selling immediately. So like you don't want to launch a group, get people in it, and then immediately launch a paid challenge or make a call to action and join you coaching wise. I don't know if I've ever I mean we're up almost to like I think we're up right around 630 people in our BAM
Wow.
Facebook group, and
Congratulations.
or BAM's my coaching company, the I don't think we've ever made like an actual call to action to apply for coaching ever in the group. It's always been like just community based stuff. Just we've made some calls to actions to challenges here and there, like low ticket type stuff. But it's always been more focused on community, like people go in there and post recipes, people go in there and ask questions, and but we want to make sure that we foster that by doing stuff that's even not coaching related sometimes, to help them
Yeah.
to get that first comment posted, or that first reply, or that first poll that they voted on.
Mm-hmm.
So about once a month, we'll come in there and we'll post like whatever book we're reading, and then ask everyone else like what they've got going on. And so people will post like their book in the comments, and then we're responding to those comments like, "How is that? I've always wanted to read that one." And then people are engaging. And once someone gets that first comment, it's like it's kind of like in that analogy, them like doing a dance move over on the side, right?
Yeah.
As they're watching like you dance alone, they're doing like a dance move over on the side, and then that kind of like breaks the ice in terms of dancing, and then they're more likely to come dance, right?
Mm-hmm.
So after they post that first comment or jump on their first live and talk on their first live or something like that, it makes them infinitely more likely to post maybe a win, or post maybe a question of their own, and or like just post, "I'm so thankful to be in this community," which is always an awesome post to see. So those are the types of things that I think you want to be doing to foster communication. But there is no way around it at first, guys. Like you cannot avoid being like that first person dancing at first, and you have to be willing to be the only person for as long as it takes to start to get other people to get more comfortable.
Yeah.
But starting out, it's always going to be just you, and you have to just work up to the place where other people are wanting to engage. And when you get to that point where the domino, like enough people are dancing to where it's like the cooler thing is to go dance rather than to not dance, like
Mm-hmm.
then it kind of starts to take on a vibe of its own, and people start to just post and ask each other questions and do their own polls and do their own like events and all of this stuff. And so it becomes cool at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, there definitely is that tipping point where like you're the only one pulling all the weight, and then all of a sudden people start to engage and do other things, and then all of a sudden you can take your gas off, put on your brakes, and then everyone else is kind of running the
Right.
group for you, which is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
And so a lot of coaches give up before they ever get to that point, right? They do 3 or 4 weeks of, weigh-in Wednesdays and Tuesday tips and fire Fridays and like all this stuff that they've seen in a million other groups, okay? But you only did it for 2 or 3 weeks as well. So you have to foster community in ways that aren't intimidating to them. Get them to start engaging in small ways, and then that will pick up steam and kind of make them engage in other ways as well.
Well, let me ask you this then, for so people can. How long did it take you to get to 6:30?
I think we started the BAM Facebook group. I wonder if it'll just tell me a quick stat.
Mm,
It's been at
that'd be
least
interesting.
2 years. So if 600 sounds like a small amount in 2 years, then it's it's a small amount. But if not, yeah, it doesn't give me any quick stats.
Okay.
But I think it's been right at 2 years.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I was just more so asking because then people are kind of understand like it takes a lot more time than they anticipate, especially in the beginning. Because at first, it's usually like a ball rolling down the hill. Like at first, it starts off really slow, and then as it starts to go down farther and farther, it picks up speed because people start talking, and it's like,
Yeah.
hey, like I'm in this awesome group, come join it. But at first, it's going to be the slowest time, but that's where you really need to be the most consistent and just keep going at it and keep going at it. Because it is really important to foster that community. Now you have 630 people that could be potential clients, and they're achieving different things that you're not even coaching them to achieve. Like people are losing weight without even being a client of yours because they're learning and growing inside of the community. So
Yeah. And an important thing to note too, I can pull up the exact number, but um, our conversion rate of leads, like that's our main lead magnet, our conversion rate of leads to clients is just under 17%. Okay, so that means 17% of people that jump into our Facebook group are going to become clients. 17% of people that jump into like a challenge or a step challenge are going to become clients. 17% of
Yeah.
people that opt into a hydration challenge are going to become clients. So then all we need to do is just get more people. For every 100 people that we get in, we're going to get 17 to become clients with us.
Which
Okay,
is
so now it
huge.
just becomes putting fuel to the fire, adding more things, creating more community, and that ends up fueling the beast or the machine that is the sales and everything that happens on the back end, thanks to the nurture from the software that we've developed, Airfunnel.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
No, very cool. Very important to have a community.
yep, absolutely. Okay, guys, if anybody does have questions about our specific funnel, how you can set it up, maybe even on your own, if you're not ready to invest in something like AR, we're happy to help and answer out. So you can just comment on this video, and we're happy to kind of give you some insight there. If you do want to be able to automate these things and send welcome sequences and welcome texts and nurture sequences to everybody that does join a community inside your lead magnet or even inside your client community, then we would love to help you out. We've got the products, we've got the systems, we've got everything set up. So you can comment or message us on our Instagrams, which you can see down below our beautiful faces here, and we'd love to help you out and direct you to the right spot. So we'll have everything down below, guys. If you need anything at all, feel free to reach out. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss these lives every week, and we will see you guys next week.
See you soon.